Recording in progress.
Good evening. My name is Wahid Lutfi. Welcome to my Web University free educational videos. Last time I talked about Python tuple data structure on this video. And also I put this video just an hour ago for Python tuple data structure, list data structure, sets, strings, class, and objects, and data dictionaries. You're welcome to watch them. And then at this time, I'm going to just go through this list of how-tos, and I'm going to answer the question for these ones. So how to get rid of a duplicate element in tuple, and then option sort a tuple in reverse order, and then create a tuple from a list of comprehension, a list comprehension. So let's get started with the first one. At this time, I'm going to just create a new code and just leave this one here on the bottom, and that we are going to do. So we're going to answer the first question, which is how to get rid of duplicate elements. So let's see if we could do that one. On this time, I'm going to have this screen over here, and then these other ones, I wonder if I should just get rid of them. It is too much for multiple screen at the same time. Let me just get rid of these ones, and I'll just work on one screen so it looks better for you to watch it than there. So right here, I'm going to answer the first question on how to get rid of duplicate elements. Let's get started with that one. So let's create a T1, a tuple 1, as the first element. Then the tuple, and this left parenthesis, right parenthesis is the syntax. So I'm going to say, let's say I'm going to start with 2, 3, and then 5, and then I'm going to have 5 a few times. You don't have to have it in the same order. I could say 10 and then 5 again, and then 11 and then 20. That's big enough list, and then we could do, and instead of 3, let's get it to 30, a bigger number here. So we are going to just say the type of this T1, print it to see what it is. I'm going to do the print statement, and the argument would be typed with T1 here. T1, I have to close this one, and then I go again, print, and then T1. So we're printing it at the same time here. Line 6 and 7 is blank, so it's okay. I'm going to delete them. And then you can see that the first one, it says print type T1. It is a class tuple. And then the line 5 prints T1 as 2, 30, 5, 5, 10, 5, 11, 20, the same order that was in the tuple and was set there. So our job is to get rid of the 5s here, because those are duplicated elements. And let's just make one more element of 10 somewhere here at the end, and just so we know that there's 2 10 and 3 5s, and we're going to just get rid of them. So if I run it again, you can see that 10 is here and the 10 is here, and then 3 5s are there. So how do we get rid of duplicate elements? Yes, you can just convert it to a list, and then convert it to a list. On a list, you can just match it to see if the element is in the list. You could do it that way, but the easy way to do it is to convert it to a set. Set is a data structure in Python that does not allow duplicate element. Each element is distinct, which is unique there. So I'm going to call it back to T1, and I'm going to call it tuple again, but I'm going to convert it to a set of T1. So when you do that T1, you convert it to T1 here. Basically, you're getting changed all the duplicate element. Then I convert it back to T1, and then at this time, if I just printed the same elements on line 4, I took care of everything back. Notice that T1 is still tuple, and then that was very fast and easy, efficient way to convert it. So if somebody asks you how you convert a tuple from getting rid of multiple duplicate element, you could do that one for tuple this way. Again, this one, if this was a list, I had an element of duplication, you could have done the same thing for the list. Assuming that this was a bracket, this type was just a list, and then by just making that conversion, you could just do this one, and now you have a tuple conversion again. Same thing with the proper order. But if I just print out print type of T1 here, and then you could see that this one was less than the first one on line 4. And then on line 5, when we convert it to last tuple, this one is almost like a nested function calls. This function set takes the argument of T1. T1 was a list. It converted to a set. So it gets rid of the duplicate element, and then we convert it back to tuple and do this one. And if I wanted to convert that one to a list here, again, I could have done this one also as a list. Now T1 would say list. So this is between the tuple and a list, you can do set conversion from set, because set gets rid of duplicate elements. So it's much easier. I just showed you two different data structure, tuple and list. And then converted both of them with using the set data structure. You can do these ones on the fly, and then you don't have to do a for statement. You don't have to do a lot of comparison and say if this one is already in the one of the element and then inserted. List has the insert method, tuple doesn't. But again, when you're doing these kind of things, we call it Pythonic way. If you do it the Pythonic way, this is how easily it can be converted from one data type to the other one. And again, here just notice the syntax of a tuple is this. So if I do that one, it is doing this one tuple. The second one is a list. So I just print it as a list. I can go back and print it as tuple. So because I'm teaching you a number of data structure, I want to make sure that you understand the concept first, that when you're doing casting or nested function calls of one passing it to the other one, the data type always matters, that you're converting it, and the data structure matters, how what are you converting. So that is all you have to do. At this time, we already covered how to get rid of duplicate elements by doing these couple of steps. I hope you like that part. I'm going to just clean up this one and then answer the next question. And for the how-tos, we know this is how-tos. So I'm going to just also get rid of that one. And then we're gonna say sort a tuple in reverse order. So let's just create a tuple, a T1 again. We're going to just have the tuple, some numbers, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, whatever, and then 10. Let's say there doesn't have to be the same kind of numbers. We could just have 20, and there we can just say, okay, now we want to sort them in reverse order, meaning that the bigger number is gonna show in the order that is happening is gonna show in that reverse order. It is not sorted basically in alphabetical. Well, if the number here is 554, it will not be just that order. What we are talking about when we're putting in reverse order, we're saying the indices, the last one element will be printed before the first one, and so on. So it will go in that reverse order. So let's just show this example here. I'm gonna just change this 4 to 55. So it's less screen information displayed. Here I'm going to say, again, print type of T1. and then print T1. First, to see what we have here before we sort it, you can see that there's the numbers that the order that we did it, we are getting it. So if I want to print another this number in reverse order, the Pythonic way is very fast, very efficient, very easy. All you're doing is say, go ahead, print T1 with the sub indices of 2 columns and then -1. -1 meaning that go back in the reverse order for this one. So now there's some error here. Let's see what is the error here. I just did not have a variable t, but I have a t1, so I have to go t1. And then notice that 20 was there. 20 was there, excuse me for a second. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. And at this time, so let's get back to what we were doing. If you look at that 20, 10, 5 is there, that's what that reverse order means. You can also go within a for statement to print the same thing in reverse order. So you could say, for example, for for item and range, instead of doing a range, in this case, we are going to say T1. If we say T1 and then say print I itself, and notice this one is very easy. You get the numbers 1 through 20, but we want it in reverse order. So in order to get it reverse order, you just change this one again here with -1. So you want to say, go ahead, do this one in that order. And then now 20 is printing this. If I just comment these other ones, just to make you less confused with the type is okay, 20 is okay. The next 20, this one we already printed in that order. Actually, I'm not gonna just comment it out because this 20 is for line 5 in that order, and then here we're just printing it column wise, vertically. So this is how that statement is going to print it. And if you want something like end is equal and this is space, and then you can just print it similarly like that, same thing. But here, notice each one is an element. Inside here, we're printing the entire thing in a list because this is what this list is. So I could also print that same one if I just want to print it with the order that is there without any kind of conversion. I could have done that one as well as this. So this is just basically saying that start to end and just print the same list. So we did answer that question. I hope you understand that you can easily just do that one with -1 and then get your list in reverse order. So let's assume that this one information T1 was a kind of information as text here, and then some number 1, comma 2, comma 3, and then comma Lutfi here, and then some more floating point numbers, 5.5, whatever, and then false. So you could have all kind of data type on your tuple, and then now you're just putting it in reverse order. Notice the first one, when we print it, it prints the list as it was put into the data type T1, the value of T1 as tuple. But then when we go in reverse order, false will be printed first, and then 5.5 and Lutfi and 1, 2, 3, and so on. You could do that one. And I'm going to show you if you want to just put a string in reverse order when we cover the data structure and string, and that would be a different topic because I don't want to jump back and forth between list, tuples, and Python. It will be too confusing to get the concept. So all you are doing here is just whatever is the list, whether you're putting in a for statement or not, you could just even do the Pythonic way, which is very fast and efficient, and you could get the list in thousands. So this one, I'm going to also show you for this question, the last question will for list comprehension. So on Python, you can also create a list, the L1, and say, for example, let's just call this one X, or L1 is fine. L1 for L1 and L1 range of, let's say 10 numbers. You can just do this one and then say print L1 and then say print type of L1. So this one is basically going to give you a list, and then so the syntax ranges for L and range. Let me just say in a range function. So L1 for L1 is equal. Let me just rewrite this one. It's easier to just for X, and then we're going to say X for X and range of 10 numbers. That would be and oh, I missed the equal sign. Maybe that's what it was. So we are doing this X for is and instead of from for range, and then you just do this one. So now let's see what is now the error, print L1. Oh, this is the value we never earlier we used L1, and then now we're saying X to do this one, and then this one is X. So the variable that we used here was X. So for X now, this list comes in, and then these are the numbers that you do. And if you just change this one to, let's say 100, notice the list grows big in the numbers. And if you just say F statement, and this one it says if X mod 5 is equal 0, and just get a few of those numbers, 5 and up to 95. So now we're moduling 5 remainder 0, and then we get 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on, up to 95. But let's just see if we can just do this one for this range, and then at the same time, we're going to get rid of this F statement here, so we can have a smaller set. And then here we're going to say range. We're going to start with 5 and then go to up to 30, and then increment of 5. So from between 5 to 30, and then this is the number that we have, the range here. And maybe we could just go up to 50 because the list was not that big. So we are going to do this. Obviously, we could have just started with 0 and then up to 95, up to 100, and then 95, the same list, the information that we were getting earlier, we could have gotten from the range. We didn't have to do an F statement, because this one is a start, this is a stop, and this is increment or decrement, how you want to move up to the numbers. So a step over, we call it. So the let's say we were trying to create a tuple from a list of comprehension. So at this time, all I have to do is say tuple here, and then I could just say tuple here, and then just put this list as the tuple. Now notice that the data type is tuple rather than X that was list comprehension, because right here up to these brackets are a list, but then this parentheses and that parentheses I converted to tuple, the Pythonic way of converting it, and then assigning it to X, and then print X, and then type of X is going to show you that it is a tuple. So this is how easy it is to get a list and then do this. And then the range that we were talking about here, the F statement, you say if X mod, let's say mod, not mod, if X mod 5 is equal, on this one is, I'm going to just say fx mod 5 is fine, is equal 0. So this one, I could have just done the same thing without doing the range here. I could just put up to 100 here, and then that would automatically go the same way. Notice this one is exactly that, except that there's more code on the if statement checking everything. The range would have already done the same work there. So you could do that one. This is creating a tuple from a list comprehension. And then at the same time, if you want to now sort this one in the reverse order, obviously you could just say print, and then X is the list. Since X is the list, you just want to say colon colon -1. This one will just convert it to in reverse order, 95, 90, and so on. You can see that. So it is very simple to do certain things with Python. Python is very simple, very easy to write code, and it makes it very, very robust. It is very flexible. It is very easy to learn it and very easy to write code. And it is a lot of modules, a lot of libraries that are available. So whether you do data science, artificial intelligence, scientific programming, object-oriented programming, Python is your friend. Game programming, anything you want to do, web programming, for example, you could do web stuff on using Python, similar to the way you did Perl or PHP. Now Python is request modules and beautiful soup and other ones. They're very, very good, efficient for web programming. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you like it. Make some nice comments so I get encouraged to just make more videos like this. If there's anything that you want me to improve so it can help you better, please make a comment there. And please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel, which is my Web University free education videos. And God bless you all. Take care. Enjoy it, and I hope you have a great time watching World Cup.